Oh, we are live. I thought we were live a little bit ago. We started on time for once. Now we're 2 minutes late because I did not know what the fuck I was doing. But now we are indeed live. Take your questions now.
Well, yeah, if I'm not live streaming, I guess.
Yeah. Our first riffs were so good.
I know. We popped a lot of energy up top, people.
Yeah. Lost excitement for the second time.
Pop, 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 pop.
It's like a zit.
Uh-huh.
It's healing now.
I will say the song is better the second time.
It is, yeah. Definitely one you can listen to over and over again.
Yes.
Just ask the love gurus.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to the love gurus, or your life is screwed.
Wish I could twang like that, like our friend Joel.
Dude, he twangs.
Yeah.
That twangs the hell out of that song. Oh, thank you, Joel on YouTube, for giving us the world's greatest theme song. And thank you to everybody who's listening. We are the Love Gurus podcast. We're about to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit. Suzanne, I know I asked you earlier, but the listeners couldn't hear. How's your week going?
I know. Well, you know, I know everyone is really worried, but my week has been great. Looking forward to this episode. So the theme for today's episode is being too pushy. And again, like, this is something that I struggle with because I always am like, am I too pushy? Should I go apologize to someone? Like, I mean, there's been a lot of times where I've apologized to someone for something that I've done, and they were like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, don't get
Turns
me wrong.
out they were on Angel Dust, too.
Yeah.
So it was like, whatever. It's just a party.
But, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's also times I apologize to people, and they were like, yeah, you're a cunt. Okay.
No, look at that. Yeah, I mean, I get called a cunt for no reason. You know, sometimes for good reasons, sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
Matt on YouTube says, hello from Rwanda. Hello, Matt. Look at that.
What's
Got fans in Rwanda.
Yeah.
We're international now.
International.
Is Matt an expat?
I don't know. Matt, are you an expat?
Do you manage a hotel there?
Is it one of those period pieces? You know what I mean? Like staying in one of those old rustic hotels. You doing it from the summer of '94?
I thought you're like, I've stayed in motels with period pieces, and it's, you know, it's real gross.
Yep.
Mattresses all like stained and brown.
Motel 6s is usually where I get a lot of those. But Sean on YouTube says, did not know Joel wrote and performed. Nice. Yeah,
Yes,
he did, man.
he's an
Absolutely.
excellent
Joel's
musician.
a fucking man,
Yeah.
dude. Eugene says hi. He
Hello.
says, I don't date. There you go, man.
Awesome.
Let's see. Everybody's saying hi there. Hello, everybody.
Someone said, hey, producer Amy. That's
Oh,
pretty
yes,
Yeah.
Producer Amy.
Producer
Shout out to
Amy
Producer Amy. She's there in the
she
chat.
gets a lot of
Yeah.
sliding into the DMs.
That's right.
But you know who else gets a lot of sliding into the DM action? Our two guests.
Goddamn
Have
right.
to
Let's
be.
introduce our two awesome guests. First
Yeah.
up, he is a hilarious stand-up comic, a returning guest to the show. Give it up for the one and only Joe Nami. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Joe Nami Comedy across multiple platforms.
Absolutely. Go look him up. He is hilarious. And speaking of hilarious, our second guest, first time on the Love Gurus podcast, a hilarious stand-up comic as well. Give it up for the one, the only Derek Humphrey.
Hey.
Yes,
How's
yes.
it going?
Tell them where they can find you, Derek.
On the National Sex Offenders Registry.
You better find him before he finds you and your children.
At Hump Derek on Venmo and Cash App.
Nice.
Absolutely. Go find him. Follow him on all the socials,
all the
especially
socials.
Cash App, and see him live, dude. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Crushes. Crushes, I say.
But yeah, I think that we should just dive right into it. Not to be too pushy.
Oh, what? What? Oh, what a fucking Karen.
I've already
Anyway.
embraced the theme.
Yes, yes. Are we being too pushy? That is the theme of the evening. We're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit. If you're listening out there on YouTube or on any of the audio devices, I should say, audio only, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, any of that good stuff, Stitcher, whatever, man. Thank you. Definitely subscribe, share it with a friend. But check us out live on YouTube every single Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Ask your questions. Give us your comments live there in the chat. Write us questions to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Hit the like and subscribe. Mash it. Mash the hell out of it. It helps the show. But for right now, we're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Friend's wife tells me that her husband's angry all the time. Husband says he's great. everyone in this story is aged 40 to 43. We all live in the U.S. My husband and I live on the other side of the country, but this story is about my friends Adam and Eve, obviously fake names for their privacy. They have 2 children who are 5 and 7. My husband and I moved across the country a few years ago and have been asking Adam and Eve to come visit for a while. They haven't been able to visit because of kids, the pandemic, so I spoke to Eve on the phone, and she rather quickly began telling me that Adam was angry or at her and the kids, and when he did interact with them, he would just yell at them. She stated he continuously blamed her for all of their problems. She thought he might have a secret bank account that he was using to hide money from her.
Son of a bitch.
Further, she stated that he barely did anything except drink and smoke weed in the basement by himself and shows little interest of other activities. All of this caught me completely off guard because I've been friends with Adam for more than 20 years since we were in college. He was always the laid-back, super nice guy. So I FaceTimed with Adam to see what he was doing, and I can usually tell how his mental health is. And his side was 180 degrees from the story that she was telling me. He seemed so happy, bragged about his kids and his wife, and told me that he'd cut way back on drinking and smoking weed. We talked about mental health, and he said that his mental health was great. Now, now that this trip is planned, it's worrying me that they're going to come and visit us when actually things are obviously not great. But are they? Clearly, there's 2 sides here. Without saying anything, I decided to remove myself from the situation, but now I'm wondering, should I involve myself? Is she the one being crazy? Is he hiding something from me? One of them has to be lying, or maybe both. What should I do? This again is my really good friend for more than 20 years, and I'm worried about them both. Help! So to give a quick synopsis, it's a group of friends. It's a guy and his husband are friends with Adam and Eve, and they live on other sides of the country, and so they had invited them to come stay. But then when they talked to them, the wife was saying, "Oh, he's just drinking in the basement. He's always angry and yelling." Whereas when the friend talked to the husband was like, everything's great, kids are doing great, wife is great. I mean, and just a complete opposite of what was actually going on. And so, so he's like, should I butt in and say something? Because, obviously you guys, something is wrong here in this situation. Someone is lying. I mean, do you, like, when you're in a relationship, sometimes, well, I'll just start with this. Sometimes I feel like even if my relationship is going really shitty, I will be like, oh my God, everything's awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool because we're part of a team. And it's just
I
more
have
of
a
like,
fake it till you make it mentality with relationships and most things.
It's more of I just don't want to, A, burden the person with my problems, B, I have enough faith in my relationship that it will get better. So I don't need to like bum that person out on like a Tuesday morning,
Right.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, listening to the story, my initial reaction is I actually believe the wife.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because as a guy who's always angry and smoking weed, and then if I'm forced to if I'm talking to, because it depends. Like I have friends I've known for 20 years. And if you get me on the phone with them, I'm like, yeah, everything's great. And everything probably really is. I bet on paper this guy probably really is very proud of his kids. On paper, he's probably really very proud of his wife and what she's doing to raise a family. It's just that dudes are like so dissatisfied with their day-to-day lives.
Oh, yeah. I hate my day-to-day life.
And I can't speak to women. I mean, because like women generally, my wife's always very chipper and very happy. She has a much more stressful job than I do. And I'm always like walking around brooding. And
yeah.
And I feel like guys are like, they could have all the great things in the world, but they will just ruin it because they need like some type of adventure or something in their lives.
Yeah. But
sure.
I think you're bringing up a good point in that, so if you look at like your overall life, it's like, yeah, this is great. I'm really happy. I'm in a good spot. But, when you're with your partner, like that day-to-day minutia of waking the kids up, giving them breakfast, giving them baths, whatever, that kind of grates on you. And so it's kind of
100%,
like,
dude.
it's
I
like
hate
in
things that
the
are
moment,
minutia. It's like pink but brighter. You know what I mean? It somehow hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
I want to see his secret bank account.
Ooh,
Yeah.
also a good point to bring up.
That's-
Yeah.
It's with
Why?
Silicon Valley Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
they invested in too much alternative energy. Now they're
Yeah.
gone. Now he has no secret bank account.
Well, I definitely think that if she does have suspicions that he has a secret bank account, she needs to do some what's it called, like forensic accounting, and
Right,
Soul
go
searching.
backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Where is every dollar going? And does she just think that, or is she one of those people where he kind of handles all the finances, and she just is told stop spending so much money, and so she's like, oh, it's probably going to a secret bank account.
Oh yeah,
So-
Yeah,
that's a good
I mean,
point.
That might be a little bit of paranoia, but also, I mean, if she were to follow it through to like a divorce situation, they'll be able to find out all of his finances. Like that account
Yeah.
won't be secret for long.
Yeah.
Right.
Depending on, but it sounds more like, I mean, that is like an ancillary aspect of like, this guy is like clearly just dissatisfied with his life, unless like she's being like overly concerned and I wouldn't say pushy, but like maybe a little overbearing.
Maybe a little
about
naggy. Maybe a little naggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are getting a lot of comments here. Let me just
Ooh,
kind of catch up on some of these, man. Loving all the chats, man. We'll try to get a lot of these, man. I may miss some of them just because of the sheer volume. Sean on YouTube says Adam and Eve are quarantined in the Garden of Eden. Eve ate the COVID apple.
Yeah. I mean, that's but that's also a good point, though.
I heard it was a bat, but
it's
I see what you're saying.
Not all couples survived COVID,
Yeah.
know,
Right.
and so
Uh-huh.
even if some of them stayed together, that doesn't mean that was a good move for for their relationship.
I
in
myself
general.
was in a previous relationship at the start of COVID, and I murdered her because I knew that the state would call it COVID at the time. So I was like, I'm going to get away with this.
Yeah.
I don't care that she doesn't have a
It
kid.
was something that like 1 month into the lockdown, every single divorce lawyer was just stopped answering the phone because there was too many people trying to get a divorce during the lockdown.
Now,
many?
see, I think the friend wants, from what I hear, the friend wants to ask because for twofold. One, because like I'm sure they're like concerned about their friend.
Yeah, of course.
But conversely, I think they're also like, well, we don't want to have them coming into our house and bringing their bullshit problems.
Oh,
with us.
yeah.
Or going on a
Yeah.
vacation or whatever the
sucks.
circumstance was. So like, they're probably like trying to do a little preemptive or whatever. But I can tell you, the friends and the family, they're probably just going to put on their best face.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure if we were to ask the person who wrote this in about their marriage from the opposite, perspective, it's probably a different story than what they would imagine.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know
maybe.
what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's always two sides to
Yeah.
every story.
Maybe they're both gaslighting each other.
That's right. That's right. It's two gaslighters coming together, and the whole house is filling with gas.
Yeah.
So A, it smells like farts in there,
Yeah.
and B, one match is going to take out the whole goddamn apartment building.
They really just sit silently on the couch next to each other all day long. Like
That's
none
right.
of this happens. Yeah, it's
That's
just
right. This long into the relationship, they can gaslight with just a look. They don't
Is
even have to say anything.
gaslighting? I know that's lying, but I feel like that's that term's used a lot.
It's overused for sure.
Well, is it used in the context?
Yeah,
of,
Joe.
Is it more in the context?
Joe's
of,
crazy when he uses it. He's fucking crazy.
Like, are they just making each other feel like shit? Have we just supplanted gaslighting to mean that as well? Because maybe they are just lying to each other about.
Well, I
like,
thought
how
it was
happy
like
they
it
are.
was
I
like
think so.
discounting someone's reality or someone's version of the truth.
Right,
So
yeah.
if she's saying
Making him seem crazy.
he's drinking and doing all this, smoking
Yeah.
weed all the time. It's is he, or is she like making him think that he is, and then
Possibly.
he's on the other side like, oh my god, everything's great, and it's I don't know.
But this is why I don't like the term gaslighting, is because it's now been expanded to people who use it will be like, dude, they didn't agree 100% with my side of the story. They're gaslighting me. Fuck that. Fuck
Right,
that.
right.
And you know what? The people I know that use the term gaslighting the most, the craziest fucking people I know. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it turns out sometimes they really are crazy.
I avoid using. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, they were always gaslighting JFK.
That's right.
I was gaslit by Dr. Fauci. For
Yeah.
a couple of years.
The flat earthers got gaslit.
That's right. That's right. Why does this plane ride take so long when I'm in the southern hemisphere? I don't know. Maybe you're crazy, flat earther.
So what I would go ahead.
More questions though, or more comments. Matt on YouTube says my mental health is great. Give me the bleach and smack. Yeah, 100%, dude. That's
All right,
Matt says,
all right.
why are you worried? Stalker of the couple. Sean, on YouTube
Yeah,
says,
that's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get your own life.
You know, well, yeah, there's a point of being a friend, and there's a point of being like, all right, come on.
yeah,
About
it's
just
kind of
just
weird.
like
man.
gossiping, like you're
Yeah.
just gossiping about other
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Focus on your own marriage.
Yeah, there's an ancient Hawaiian term for what's going on here. It's called none ya business, and
Yeah, quit gaslighting your friends.
yeah, you gaslighting two people at once. That's so much fucking gas, dude. Sean on YouTube says, sounds like Eve isn't communicating, that she's unhappy.
Yeah, maybe.
that could
Well,
be it.
yeah, maybe she's depressed and she's got a filter over her whole lens.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eugene says both are lying. Yeah, that's kind of yeah. I
Yeah.
think that could be that could be the case too. Matt says,
Ask
I
the
just drank-
kids.
Matt says I just drank a 36 pack,
Nice.
and she has me hooked. Oh, she has me locked in the basement. My best friend is a 5-gallon bucket. Yeah, that's fun. It's like a
Oh.
really dark,
Oh, maybe-
methy version of Castaway.
Oh
That's
yeah,
fun.
it's like she's so scared of him cheating that she just locks him in the basement with weed and beer, and
Yeah.
it's like you're drinking too much.
Right, it's a real Kathy
Well,
Bates
yep,
from
if
Misery
you'll let me
situation.
go to the bar, it'll only be a couple of pints. And
Matt says she has one of those throwing stars. When I drink, she beats me with nunchucks. Dude, that's what you get for having sex with ninjas, bro. I've told you that. Eugene said, right, like the first couple times is awesome, but it's like, oh, I got karate chop for talking back.
Danger
Son of a bitch. Yeah. Matt says, this is a nosy friend and they might be happy. Yeah, I mean, that's a good goddamn point. Sean says he's just pissed Eve took his rib. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
according to the Bible,
right,
women
I
be doing that.
forgot that story.
It's always stealing ribs. Eugene says, or an open marriage, or
Yeah.
an open marriage, and the others are better than him. It could be gay.
They need to open their marriage up.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
the only way that.
Or
I mean,
just close
gonna
it
solve
down,
this
just
problem.
close shop.
Yeah, when you open it up, you just open it to divorce.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no such thing as an
I
open
never,
marriage.
yeah, you never hear old people at like their 50th anniversary party. Oh my God! Thank you for being. It's so good to be here with all of our children and their families and our grandchildren. What kept us going through these years? We opened our marriage in the 70s, and it's been fucking going great that whole time. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we
never hear
invited a
that.
parade of men in here to cuck me.
Yeah.
So now my marriage is going.
One of
great.
them is under the table right now. Yeah, it's you never hear those stories, man. I'm sure they're out there. I know I'm being closed-minded. Matt on YouTube says Tucker Carlson and his wife are just going through a rough patch. Nice. Sean says sewer leak coming from the grassy knoll. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the same guy that shot JFK for real is fucking this guy's lady.
But yeah, so I'm just gonna give my final advice for this question. Again, it's we've said this on the podcast. It's 90% of times when people are writing in, they already know what they're gonna do. They're
Sure.
just wanting the internet to verify them
Right.
and to say,
Right.
oh yeah, oh my gosh, you should definitely text. He already has the text or the email drafted. He's just waiting for enough people on Reddit to be like, yeah, like definitely interfere.
Right.
So I can safely say I genuinely don't care if he gets involved or not. But what I will say is that it definitely sounds like he's not going to get off his little soapbox until he says something. So for his own peace of mind. If it's bothering you, then yeah, go ahead and say something, okay? Like, be kind about
True.
it. Just be open-minded. And also, don't do the shady shit where, like, you message, them separately. It needs to be a group
yeah.
chat.
Right.
It needs to be a group email. They're both on it, and just say, hey, da-da-da-da-da. But, and don't paint anyone in a bad light. Just say, it seems, just because you guys are coming, I want to make sure everyone's in a good place before you spend all this money to come see us. Something like
It's a
that.
digital intervention. It's
Don't
very
say-
millennial. Yes.
Don't say, well, Eve said that you're acting like an asshole, and you said Eve was being a bitch. It's don't blame anyone.
You're being like a digital Jerry Springer at that point.
Yeah.
This is what you told me about your significant other, and she's on this email chain. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's but what do you guys think?
But
What's your
first,
final advice?
Joanne on
Okay.
YouTube says, "Hi everyone, hello Joanne." She says, "I'm late, no idea what's going on, but it sounds great." Sean says, "Just in time for question 2." That's right. Yeah. We're doing final
Yes.
advice for this one now. What do you guys think? What's your final advice for this guy?
Man, I'll tell you. I mean, you guys are married, right?
About to be, yeah.
Okay. You never get involved in another house's marriage.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I've had friends who've been through some pretty rough patches, and
It's a good point.
and while I love them both, and I might have met them in different ways, or I just know them together as being friends, or whatever for the last 20 years, like, that's their marriage. You can't tell another person what their marriage is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
As long as
That
it's
makes
between
sense.
two people. But yeah, outside of that, like, you shouldn't tell shouldn't tell people their marriage.
That's a merry-go-round you do not try and
That's
jump
true.
on
Yeah,
while it's
yeah.
spinning.
That's
While it's
true.
still spinning, you cannot jump on.
That's
Yeah.
true, because my analogy earlier with the couple at their 50th wedding anniversary with all their friends and loved ones around, you also never hear the speech. It's like, well, luckily Gary got all fucking nosy and started, asking us what was wrong, and that's what saved our marriage. You never hear that story either.
Yeah.
You never hear that story either.
Oh, yeah. It's you always want to be that person that introduced the couple, but after that, you fucking
Yeah.
exit stage left. That's it. You're done.
As the person
It's
who
not
got
about you
real
anymore.
fucking nosy, I can tell you, greatest couple
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
You never hear that.
Great. Any other final advice?
All right, my final advice is going to be. First Joel says, "Hello, sorry I'm late. How's it going, Joel?" He says, "Just
Joel!
finished Xander's birthday party. He turned 12 today."
Oh my God! Happy birthday, Santa!
There we go.
Aw, that's
there we
just
go.
so great.
Look at him getting some love in the chat there.
Aw.
Man on YouTube says, "Your marriage sucks. Then we do the wave after the nuptials." Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I think obviously the adult thing to do is not get involved because again, and I think it is worse than he says. But like, your friend's probably a decent guy because it's like. Most of the time when you fight in marriages, it's about little nothing things, and it can kind of fester. And when my friends are asking me how I'm going, I'm never like, terrible. Me and my wife were fighting over dishes. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck am I going to... I smoked weed and played video games to get back at her. Like,
She's
that's,
upset about my secret bank account.
yeah. It's in Switzerland, dummy. You don't even like Swiss cheese. Why would I take you there? Yeah, that never happens. And also, I've never... Here's a reason I can't really relate to this question. I've never ever been accused. I've been accused of many things, and most of them were accurate. I've never been accused of having too much money for my own good. Okay, never once. Never once. I'm the opposite of this guy. But I would say, if you're not going to do the adult thing and leave it alone, you're going to have to get in your friend's ear and be like, "Listen, I know things are bad. Let's go do a few bumps and get drunk and fucking talk about her," and then you kind of you have her show up at the bar next time you do it. Second time. You know what I mean? You do this again. Let's go hang out. Let's go hang again. And then in the middle of you talking about it, she walks in, right? But now he's all fucking amped up on blow and booze, and they'll either get in such a fucking knockdown, drag out fight that it's really fun to watch. You know what I mean? Or they go home and they have the best passionate sex of their fucking lives, and they make up and everything's better.
I feel like you just reiterated the storyline to Coyote Ugly.
Yeah.
Or that song.
Be Coyote nasty as fuck.
What's
Go
that-
the whole way.
What's that
whole
song?
way.
Pina. If you like
Pina
Pina.
Colada.
You ever listen to the lyrics of that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
about,
pretty wild.
Yeah, it's about a couple who are unhappy with each other, they put out ads to meet like somebody else on the sly, and then they end up meeting each other at the bar because they put out that thing.
They do.
And it's like, that's what it really is. When you start to sit there and be like, I'm really upset with you about X, Y, and Z, and it's like, it's not really about that. It's just about the minutia.
Yeah.
And
Like
so it's
harping
like,
on things.
yeah. And so then you're like, you know what? We don't hate each other after all.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Perfect. I think we answered that question. Let's go to question 3.
All right,
please.
question 3 it is.
Thank you.
Love Gurus podcast. That is what you are listening to now. We are answering ridiculous dating questions on Reddit. If you guys have any questions of your own to write in, they don't have to be ridiculous. They could be anything from you guys. The listeners, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. For right now, we're going to go to another question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. The girl, I want to treat my
there's a dog
girlfriend
in your
to
way.
a nice hairstylist. Okay, she's okay if she gets this done. I want to treat my girlfriend to a nice hairstylist. Hi guys, I'm 23 and my girlfriend's 21. She does not like spending money on herself, but she's also very unsatisfied with her hairstyle. I'm sure that a really good hairstylist could make a significant change to her, and I was thinking about booking an appointment for her birthday. I'm not sure if this would be interpreted wrongly by her, as in, I want you to look better, because this is not the case. So, do you guys think it would be too pushy if I booked it for her? Please let me know. Thanks. So yeah, I mean, these kids are young. So the good news is that this probably isn't your forever relationship, and if you F it up, that's fine. But yeah. So anyway, she
Same
doesn't.
with her hair.
His girlfriend doesn't have a lot of money, or she doesn't like to spend money on herself, and so he was like, well, and she doesn't like her hair. So he was saying, why don't I book a hairstylist in for you for your birthday? I would say, I think you could book a hairstylist in for someone, but make absolutely no comments. If it's like a pampering thing of like, oh, like you can go and like, this will be like for you to get your hair blown out or something like that. Yeah, of course, like that's always appreciated. But if you're like, oh, she's the best color correction specialist in the city, she's definitely going to fix that fucking flaming orange mop on your head. Don't... Like, if you give specifics about what the hairstylist should or should not do, that's when you're being kind of a dick. Because also the other thing is,
you're walking on eggshells with this one.
Because
Jesus
also,
Christ.
if it's a 21-year-old female, my guess is she just looks at herself in the mirror and is like, oh, I just hate my hair. She doesn't really hate it. It's just that self-loathing that females are taught to do.
That's true. Madam, you do not hate your hair as a 21-year-old female. You think you do. Wait until you're a 39-year-old male. Holy shit. You'll find out what hating your hair is all about, or lack thereof.
You have to protect her self-esteem and gaslight her.
That's right. That's right. We only hear about the negative things that gaslighting does.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the tricky thing with women, and not to sound misogynistic, but I will. Well, it's just that, like, okay, so guys are typically like, if a guy's bitching about his hair and he's like, I need a haircut, I don't have the money right now, and if somebody books him a haircut, says, hey, I know you've been super busy, let me take care of it, or guys are generally like, okay, thank you so much, or whatever.
Yeah.
Women will interpret it like a number of different ways.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at the practical aspect of going like, hey, you've mentioned before that you'd like to have a new hairstyle, but you don't want to spend the money, you can look at that as a logical thing, and they'll still just be like,
Right.
and because I don't know if it's a culture of gaslighting, but but it is a thing where it's like, for whatever reason, especially at that age, people are so self-conscious about it. So it's a tough call for sure. I would book it. Because the worst case scenario is that they hate it and then they never want you to do it again. Okay,
that's true.
I'll never spend $400 on you again.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Or if it's like, or if you taking that step is like a real like relationship breaker, that person needs help.
Yeah. This relationship is not for the long haul for sure.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
We got some comments here. Let's see. Man on YouTube says sex is overrated, like that whale movie. That body shames. Let's see. Joel on YouTube says, he's talking about Xander's birthday. He says he wanted a Suzanne for his birthday, but I didn't have enough coats in the closet. That's right. Suzanne, for those just listening to this episode, that's a callback to an earlier episode. Suzanne's fiance has a fuck ton of coats.
Oh god,
he's a coat guy.
so many coats.
He's a coat guy.
So
Like
many
jackets
coats.
or like blazers?
Oh, everything. Like
love
mostly like exterior coats, but yeah, we're talking blazers, we're talking light jackets, we're talking rain jackets, we're talking heavy jackets, dress jacket. It's just
Heaven.
like
I love it. I wish I used to wear a lot of jackets and then I got fat, and so I'm envious.
I
of the
hear
guy
you.
with jackets.
Yeah, I do not look good in jackets. Yeah, it's that's the thing, man. You gain even 10 pounds too many, and that jacket just adds another fucking 25. It
Yeah.
really does. It's
Yeah.
wild. It does not look
Yeah.
good.
They need
after a certain
jackets
point.
that adjust with our weight.
Yeah,
like the
it's
one in
just-
Back to the Future where
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
you push the button and it auto adjusts.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start
Fat
wearing
jackets.
Snuggies everywhere.
Yeah, that's the move.
Just
Yeah.
a
That's good.
onesie, like
That's
a
the
big
move.
fat baby.
Dude, the guy in this question, he'd be better off buying her a goddamn Snuggie than a trip to a hair salon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane, dude. In fact, honestly, Suzanne mentioned you're only 21 and can just, a do-over's fine at this point.
Get her a-
Honestly, do it, but film the thing, film her reaction and send it to us. I just want to see the look on her face
Well-
when you bought her a trip to the goddamn hair salon. That's insane.
Here's the other thing though. Okay, so let's say everything goes well. You're like, listen, I booked you this appointment at the hairstylist, and she accepts. She goes. She has an amazing experience. Guess what she's gonna want in 3 months?
Ooh.
She's gonna want that trip back to
She's
the
going to
hairstylist.
be addicted to it.
And
That's
so
good.
then it's like, oh, now
She's gonna be chasing
you
that
have to
dragon.
you have to spend. She has to spend that money herself, or you have to keep upping that hairstyle.
Take
That's
a
right.
picture. Take a picture of it. To go to the sports clips for ladies, and then just be like, "Hey, do your best to get an approximation of this." Here's the thing: is if this guy, or I don't know if we ever gendered the person, if it was a guy or a woman who wrote this in.
This guy thing.
It's a guy.
Oh, okay. So if he was like, "Hey, I'm getting you a haircut," and then like, and I made you a dentist appointment. And we're going to the weight loss clinician. Then it's like, okay, there's some
And
clues
the
that you're
gyno.
Right.
you're busted. But that's not the case. The case is like he's just trying to do like a logical, nice thing for her.
I mean, yeah, definitely his intent is good. His intent is pure. I'm just saying the way that, especially like your typical younger woman is gonna view this. She's gonna view this as he hates my hair, and it's going to be like she's gonna view it as like a passive aggressive personal attack. And she's going to get you. This at that age. Now, don't get me wrong. If you did this with like a 40-year-old girlfriend, totally different. You know what I mean? Totally different. For the most part, it's still not a great idea. But like, it's you're not playing with as many fucking razor blades on the sides of the walls there.
But I think
this
a
hallway
40-year-old
that you're
woman
trying to
would be
correct.
more willing to be like, fuck off. You know, like
Yeah,
you know,
true.
Like
That's
you know,
true, too.
Some life experience and some confidence has hopefully happen. So it's not, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, when you are 40, that's actually when you can be like, oh, I got you a hair appointment and some Lululemon workout gear.
Right.
And a
Yeah.
Peloton.
That's a big gift. Yeah.
This
Get her-
dog is
just-
killing
Oh,
me.
you've earned it, babe.
Get her a facelift instead.
yeah, the 21-year-old a
this.
facelift. Yeah, it's well,
Oh,
or
so she can look 16 again.
or you could have a Pixies. You know, it's either lip fillers
Oh,
or
wow.
a nice red bob.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I think to a woman that age, you're like, I mean, you might as well buy your boyfriend, like, oh, I bought you a penis pump. Get that thing bigger. You know what I mean? Like, it's right up there with that. It just,
Yeah, I'm waiting for
I
my wife to get me
really-
a subscription to Cialis or whatever, or Blue Chew
Blue
or
Chew,
whatever.
yeah.
She just
Yeah.
it comes and it's like those things that feed gerbils. You know, you just like lick one
Yeah.
out every
Yeah.
time you need it.
She's gonna put them in a Pez dispenser.
Yeah. Sean on YouTube says this is not a winning situation, no matter how you slice it. Joel on YouTube says OJ said the same thing, Sean. Joel says, sure, go for it. Get her the stylist. Go ahead and get her waxed too. As long as you're digging your own grave, set her up for a lobotomy.
Bleach her asshole.
Just go hog wild with it, man. You're in for a penny, in for a pound. Joanne on YouTube says, get her the gift card to the get her the gift card to the salon. She can choose to use it on her own or maybe a massage or something else. Boom.
Oh, that's a great idea.
100%.
Yeah, great idea.
100%. Amy on YouTube says, producer Amy says, and if you want to really cover everything, give her enough for the tip too. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah. Take care of everything. Very smart there, Amy.
Yeah.
I would just say I wouldn't get a gift card because let's face it, we're trying to fix how busted you are, not how good you feel. And let's fix this hair, Rapunzel. And
yeah,
I'm just
100%.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
100%.
Get her a promise ring.
I love
That'll last
her
longer
hair.
than the hair.
I love it. So pretty.
What you should do is be like, no, your hair looks great, and then get her the gift and be like, gaslit.
Boom. Gaslit.
That's right. That's right. Gaslight the hell out of her.
Yeah.
Don't do it unless you gaslight properly. You know what I mean? What the hell is an omelet with a little bit of gas on the stove? You know what I mean? You need a little bit of gas on those burners. Get it nice and hot. Get it going. Gaslight your girlfriend. Do it.
I would, my final advice for this question is, just fucking do it. Just throw the caution into the wind, but be kind about it, however way, and just, say that it's, again, don't give an opinion. But yeah, just do it. And then if she freaks out and breaks up with you, well, again, maybe, you guys aren't ready for this type of relationship.
Joanne was like, buy her a wig. I can read that.
Yeah, Joe on YouTube says buy her a wig.
That's right.
Yeah, you might as well at this point, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so poorly received.
In fact, take her to Sports Clips, shave her head, and then buy her a series of wigs, and then she could be whatever chick you want her to be.
Yeah.
There you
or
go.
don't shave her head because that's too obvious. Just when she goes to get her hair shampooed, they put that nair on it, and then all of a sudden the towel comes off, and so does her hair.
Oh!
Hey, look, baby, I got you this wig so you'll look just like Tyra Banks. Boom.
That's a move. And you tell the hair salon people that's what you're doing. You have them play Nothing Compares to You by Sinead Connor while it's coming off,
Oh, yeah.
Have you guys ever nared before?
My legs, yeah.
It burns.
Yeah, it can be really sensitive.
Yeah,
It's
I nair
not
my back hair. I used to until I was married.
Yeah. I nared my asshole once when I was a cam boy. It's not good.
Before bleaching it.
Yeah. And I was like, I only have one client on here. What the hell is the point of this? Why did I spend all this money?
Yeah.
I'm in the hole right now, no
But
pun
if
intended.
that's the person giving you the nair, then you kind of have to use it.
Yeah,
That's your
I mean,
only client is a cam
the
boy.
guy bought me the nair. What are you going to do? I'm a man of my word, by God.
Yeah. So what's your guys' final advice for this question?
Go ahead, Joe.
Save the $400. Put it in your secret bank account.
There you go. There you go. Give it to the Swiss. Give it to the Swiss. They know what to do with it.
No, mine's definitely go for it. I think it's very thoughtful. I think it's like a logical solution to a problem that this person is expressing that they have. And if they don't go for it, then that gives you an indication of where the relationship's really at.
Yeah.
Where you want to move forward from there.
That's
Yeah,
smart.
I like that. Here's
Gaslight.
all right. Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, of course, you should gaslight her. You can't just send her in there with a clear head to a hair salon for her birthday present. She's going to know that you hate her hair, okay? But if you want to be smart about it, what you can do is you can diversify your birthday present. You know, I say $100 on the gift card, like Joanne said. Wow. I say $200 for a nice dinner. Another $100 for some nice little jewelry. How long they say they've been together? Like, did they say?
It does
did they
not
mention?
say.
Okay,
Doesn't say.
yeah. If it's been more than a year, get her a nice little necklace or something. You know what I mean?
Belly
100,
ring.
200, 100. Bam. You diversify your investment. You do what the Silicon Valley Bank failed to do. You diversify.
Yeah.
If she
Yes.
hates one gift,
Yeah.
she's gonna like the others. That's why. It was the government let them fucking deregulate to the point to where they weren't doing what I said, and they bought their girlfriend, their customers rather, one shitty gift to a hair salon. And they fucking tanked. That's what you're going to do. You're going to fucking tank. Diversify your birthday gift, sir. Diversify.
Amazing. I think we answered that question. I think we should do one more question, and we're going to do the lightning round question, but we'll just do it as a normal question.
Oh, here we go. All right.
Because, yeah.
Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you have questions to write to the Love Gurus podcast, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Or even better, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Like and subscribe. Give us your questions. Give us your comments live. We're going to take one more from the wild animals on Reddit.
I'm loving this like Aeon Flux or Power
Feels nice,
Glove
right?
or whatever
Yeah.
you got going on.
Uh-huh.
Makes you want to, like, think about going to the gym, and then you just
Yeah.
sit back down.
Yeah.
Makes me want to do ketamine.
Yeah. Do I love ketamine? Hate the gym.
Okay.
Fucking A, dude.
Last question. Chats with butts. My friends and I were discussing having explicit chats with AI bots is considered cheating. I argue that AI is technically a robot and it's a learning machine, and learning from what it's programmed initially to do, as well as learning from what other people are typing in. So if the person interacting with the AI chat doesn't have an emotional attachment, let alone a physical one, it can't be counted as cheating.
Goddamn robots are coming to steal our woman folk. I've been saying that for years. No one listened.
My girlfriend disagreed with me. What are your thoughts on this?
You've been gaslit by
Yeah.
AI, sir.
It isn't, but also, I mean, this question was interesting to me because, yeah, I mean, I've seen the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
It's he falls
Guy fell
into
in love
a
with his
relationship
fucking
with,
iPhone.
He's in a relationship with an AI. I mean, we are so close to that, if not already there. I mean, this is definitely going to be a conversation that people are going to start having. It's like, who are you emotionally invested in? Because this is also not a new trend. Like, I remember hearing about this story, and it was like from the 80s. And it was these men, they would write to this woman, and she would write them back steamy letters, almost like, they weren't in prison, but almost like prison pen pals. And these men were in love with her. Well, spoiler alert, totally not even a woman. It was just like some, man, in his
Goddamn
50s
robots.
that was married with his own family, an excellent writer.
Wow.
And
There you
so then some reporter found out about the story and like exposed him.
you to pull the back of my red hair.
Yeah, but like
slap me in my freckled ass.
so this reporter exposed him. Half of the men were mad. Half of the men were just like, you know what? You got me through some really hard times. I appreciate you.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And plus, those half of the guys are like, look, I fucked a dude in the shower anyway, so it's like, what am I gonna?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What am I gonna be mad at this?
Right.
Yeah.
Wrong with fucking a dude in a letter.
Right.
Yeah.
Who should be mad is the guy who snuck up onto the shower. By
Yeah.
God.
I've already sold my ass to the Nation of Islam.
Yeah.
So like, who cares?
Yeah.
I want to know. Maybe it's because I don't know. I've been getting pussy since the analog days.
Yeah.
But
You hear
like,
that?
what nerd needs to chat? I'm sorry to call this person a nerd. I'm sorry if you're
Oh,
watching.
I'm not. You're a nerd. Fucking nerd.
You're a fucking dork.
Yeah.
Why are you chatting with an AI bot? One, in the first place. Two, while you have like a girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
what is the like? I don't. It's one thing to have people interested in you when you talk to them. You like kind of flirt or whatever. I can kind of see that. Like, if this person was writing in with that, being like, yeah, I chat with girls because they hit me up because I'm a cool dude or whatever the case may be. I'm like, yeah, I kind of get that, but you're like going online and chatting with a bot. It's not
Yeah.
a real person. Like,
This guy sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like trying to fuck a Rubik's cube.
It is.
What are you doing,
Yeah,
dog?
but the algorithm
right.
learns.
Yeah.
The algorithm
No.
gets better. It
What if-
lear-
I think this guy is the equivalent of a guy sending all of his money to one of those Saudi prince emails or Nigerian prince
Yeah.
and going, "Oh, I know it's fake. I want scammers to have my money. I like
Okay.
scammers."
I almost think it's sort of like depending on how you're using it, it could almost be like an interactive diary. You know, it's
Yeah.
So yes, there's a relationship, quote unquote. You know, I'm using that term very loosely. But you know, if you go in and it's like, oh, this happened today. You know, again, it's almost like a therapist, but it's obviously not qualified. But you know, it is almost like an interactive diary where so maybe it helps you to like hash out certain thoughts. But I think it's as long as
Right.
you're keeping that underlying knowledge that this is not a real person. This is not a relationship. This is another tool I'm using for my own mental health, maybe.
But I'm just saying because the way that this person framed this.
Well, sorry, and also to
yeah.
be clear, like he was saying it like explicit chat. I'm saying it more of like a
wow.
a therapy kind. He was like,
Yeah,
he's like
talking about, like,
explicit chat
explicit-
with like sex talk with a robot.
Well,
touch my hard drive.
and if your girlfriend isn't giving that to you and that's what you really want, then maybe you should look for that in a real person. I just find that like a lot of these artificial relationships and they're just that, and it's not like
Yes.
satisfying at the end of the day. Like it really isn't. Like we've gotten so far removed from like, you ever hear, I think we talked about it in school, I'm sure, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where like to be able to like empower yourself and like be able to like have
Yeah.
actuality over yourself. And when these blinking lights and everything like that are like stripped away from you and you are left with like just who you are as a person, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. It's like, damn, it's really
Yeah.
unsatisfying.
My worst nightmare.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah,
And-
For sure.
And plus, I'll bet if you were to take a time machine back and explain this whole falling in love with an AI thing to Maslow, he'd slap you, call you a nerd, and give you a wedgie.
Oh yeah.
He'd be like, "To hell with this."
He was
Right.
really big into wedgies. That's one of the hierarchies.
Yeah.
First of all, how comfortable are you with wedgies? Second of all, what's your self-awareness? Because I'm about to give you a wedgie.
Yeah, but the algorithms learned how to make me come.
Fuck me, algorithm. Fuck me.
And yes, and no, but I mean, Joe maybe is pointing out a very obvious fact. You know, you could be with someone for a very long time, and that person does not make you come. Okay,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean that's
Yeah, but my
that
marriage is
facts.
still going fine.
If you're divorced, then maybe you should try AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, it's not that like I find anything necessarily ethically wrong with it, because I mean, what's the alternative? They're going to look at pornography.
Yeah.
The porn's
just-
one thing. You're not falling in love with the porn.
But
Oh,
it's just-
people fall in love with cam girls all the time. What are you
that's a good
talking
point. They
about?
fall in love with cam girls. That's different.
Yeah,
That's
I'm in
I was
lo-
thinking
I'm in
just
love with
jacking off
Mia
the videos and stuff.
Khalifa. So, but like, no, I'm just saying for this person's own personal happiness is like, you could probably do better for yourself. It's not that
Yeah.
I find it inherently cheating, because it isn't a person.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel as if you can express yourself fully with your partner, then that's probably not the best partner to be with.
Right. Exactly.
It's more of an indicator of that. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I gotta let me get caught up on some comments
Yeah.
here, because
Please.
we got a ton of comments. Sean on YouTube says, "Hey, it's on your Amazon wish list." Matt says, "Don't encourage this kid. He is running it for every guy grown up in supercuts." I think that was the.
Oh yeah, from the
previous-
last one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
that's what I
Sean
It
on
did
YouTube
sound a
says,
little
"What's
propaganda
the-"
there for a second, Derek.
He says, "What's the AI's preferred pronoun?" It's all ones and zeros. That's it. 1/0.
Oh, that's good.
They're not binary.
Yeah, that's right. Matt says, "Hi, Amy. A best friend is still attending high school gym class at 33. I told him it's okay." Joel on YouTube says, "Does the
What?
I don't even know, man. Does the AI shave, trim, or let it run wild? Asking for a
Does the
friend.
AI need to be at least 13 years old?
Sean on YouTube says that's a great
It's just
question,
this computer
Joel.
that freezes
My
all the
point
time.
exactly. Why AI? Matt says if you gaslight me, I'm getting my pistol, even though I don't know what it means. Joel on YouTube says he's chatting with the bot because his girlfriend can't communicate due to the duct tape she's subdued with. Matt says, don't gaslight my granddaughter in my house. Lee Marvin. Oh, a little callback to the episode with Jericho Davidson.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. That's right. Jericho banged Lee Marvin's
Marvin's,
granddaughter
granddaughter.
in Lee Marvin's
Of
house.
course, Jericho. Did that.
Yeah. It's a very Jericho thing to do.
Yeah.
Sean on YouTube says, sent you a GIF of the Redditor via text, Jake. Okay, I can't. I'm using my phone for the camera. I can't look at it. Joel said, I would like to point something out. This gentleman is wearing a Bocce's hat. Oh, a
Bucky's.
Oh,
I'm wearing a Bucky's hat.
Oh,
Thank you,
Bucky's
yeah.
hat.
Oh, right
nice.
now.
Wait, what's Bucky's?
It's a gas station.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Perfect
nice.
for gaslighting. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
That's
right.
why I learned the term. Was from Bucky's.
He knows it all. Take his words to
Big
heart.
oil.
Matt says food and shelter first level. Let's ask Caesar Lambrosco. Who's Caesar Lambrosco?
Probably some sort of Roman
Julius
emperor.
Caesar's.
Yeah, I have no
Brother.
clue. I have no clue.
Yeah, that was Julius
They
Caesar's
didn't
cousin.
teach us much about that in Kansas.
Eugene-
It was limited education.
Eugene Tucker says, Eugene on YouTube says, better off living alone. Just use your hand. Yeah, 100%, dude. You're way better off jerking off. Dude, before you really start going, I'm starting to feel something for this AI, just jack off to some fucking YouPorn or something. You know what I mean? Like clear that demon out of your head or your sack or wherever that thing is living. I think if you just jizz a bit, you're gonna be fucking done with it.
Yeah.
I would say that this guy should just go to the gym. Like just go lift some weights, figure yourself
damn good
out,
point.
man.
Everyone
Like,
always feels better about themselves after a few squats.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that's a good point because I doubt this is coming from a guy who has just a rock solid physique, abs for days. He's not sitting there talking to his other like muscle bound friends going, I don't know, I just love this computer. I mean, I know women at the gym are always trying to sleep with me, but this fucking thing just gets me. Like, there's no way this is coming from a guy who's in shape and can get laid. This is
Yeah.
not happening.
I love you, Steve Jobs.
So yeah, I think, like I said, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's fine. Okay, that's my final advice.
Okay.
What's your guys' final advice? If you haven't already given it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like, I don't think there's anything ethically wrong with it, or even it's just kind of like a spiritual thing, I guess. I mean, I hate to sound like such a douche, but I mean,
You're
like,
worried about being misogynistic. You're worried about being a douche.
But I still-
Someone is very self-aware on, what was it, Pavlov's dogs?
yeah. I'm afraid of being both, and that I've been all of it at the same time. but just because, like, you know, I don't know. I know what it's like to live an unsatisfactory life at times, and like I've found solutions to it, and there's a way out. I don't know that it necessarily comes with artificial intelligence and talking to people who aren't your girlfriend about sex and stuff like that. It's like, unless we don't know what kind of AI this guy's talking to. This guy could be like, I mean, he could, yeah, whatever. I don't know. Like, there's a whole dark road that this
point.
goes
Yeah.
down. You know,
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
This thing could be Russian for days, you know? I mean,
That's the least offensive thing I thought of. Actually, it was like, yeah.
Joe, you got any final advice, Mark?
Yeah, I just think that everything you're doing is correct and right. And you should just disregard any outside opinions on this matter.
Yeah.
Fuck that robot, dude.
Yeah,
Go balls
and
deep
start
in-
a private bank account.
and then tell your AI the goddamn
Yeah.
password.
Yeah. Yeah, trust your AI.
Yeah, trust in your AI.
In AI we trust.
Yeah.
That'll be on the dollar one day.
Now that'll be chiseled into all of our foreheads
Yeah.
once that goddamn Matrix things is drilled into the back of it. If this fella has his way. Let me get caught up with some comments real quick before I give my advice. Joel on YouTube says he's Cesar Romero's second cousin twice removed. Sean says, like I said, it's K-Day and not leg day. Switch it up back to reality. Whoops, there goes gravity. Joel says, at Liv Gruger's podcast. Nice. I didn't catch it. Joel says, at Liv Gruger's podcast, either Jake is slipping or he's not feeling well. I haven't heard him suggest the writer kill himself in a couple of weeks. Well, I think this guy probably should kill himself. Yeah, 100%, dude, because he's clearly getting hacked by the Russians, and you know, for the good of national security, this guy should probably kill himself. Sean says, thinking Bucky's has him on better behavior at Joel. Let's see. Matt says AI is the ligament I tore in my knee. Joel says I don't talk to my girlfriend about sex at all. My wife made me stop. Well, that's a good policy.
That's a
I
good
think.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my final advice is going to be. You, sir, the obvious advice is to quit trying to sleep with his AI or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not going to be good. It's unhealthy. And plus, God help you if one of your friends fucking figures out that you're doing this. Because if I was your friend and I figured this out, I would hack it with like now stick your dick in a toaster and it will make my robot vagina come. You know, and I would just troll you and I would do horrible things to you. But if you are going to keep doing this, you're basically like that guy in the first Matrix who was like meeting with the Matrix and being like, yeah, plug me back in there, but make me a fucking actor. You know, you're that guy. So if you're going to do that, you're getting into the Matrix early. I say fall in love with this thing, but you got to make me that actor in the Matrix. I know what you're doing, AI. I know you're creating Skynet. I know you're taking over. Before you kill all humans or make us your slaves, tell me what the lotto numbers are next week. You know what I mean? Like, get this AI to start hacking shit. If the AI truly loves you, it would tell you what the lotto numbers are. It would do that. It will help you cheat at sports. Go Biff in Back to the Future 2. That's what I say. Let this AI help you cheat at gambling.
Gaslight the AI.
That's
or did
right.
We already say
There
that?
you go.
You use that AI to gaslight the world. Gaslight the world.
This is his like Trinity.
Defos. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, perfect. I think we answered that question. I think we answered all of our questions.
I think we did. This was a fun
All good
episode.
this week.
Thank
Yeah,
you so much to
fun.
everybody who listened, to all the listeners out there. Like it, subscribe, watch us live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to everybody, especially in the chat. Thank you to Eugene.
Yeah.
Thank you to
Yeah.
Matt, to Joel, to Joanne, to Sean, to everybody, producer Amy.
Yeah.
And thank you to our guests, man. Thank you to Joe Nami. Thank you
Yeah.
to Derek Humphrey.
Yeah.
And until next week, later.